Bones are amazing things. They hold us up. They support us. They make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Welcome back to Bone Throwers Theater. My name is Aaron, and I'm playing Sam Feluge.
This is Jeff playing Jerr Lan.
This is Jeremy playing Julian Illix.
This is Ellie playing Archie and whatever else she can come up with.
This is Johnny playing Chime North.
And I'm Jordan, and I'm being a pain in everybody's butt.
Yep.
So, initiative.
No!
Before that,
I'm gonna tackle him.
No!
You can't yet.
We are going to do a short flashback. And then you can tackle people, if you can. Knowing your rolling skills and everything involved in that. Aaron.
so through this, as you know, when Sam's been sitting in this clinic, Sam's been thinking about when they were stationed in southern Marnoline.
And stationed is a loose term because Marnoline did not have any kind of diplomatic relations.
No, we were more or less in a small facility off the coast of Marnoline, clandestinely. We were not supposed to be there. We were there for monitoring for minor operations. And one night, the station gets a call, and Sam is brought in and said that there's a retrieval mission you need to go on. This is high priority. You're going solo. Get prepared and load up. So Sam grabbed all their stuff and got to the transport and was taken inland into Marnoline and was dropped at the edge of one of the towns there. Was given coordinates for a building, and when Sam got there, the building was completely dark. Sam was told to expect extreme resistance through this building. So Sam being Sam made it to the roof and decided to sneak their way down.
Were you using any powers?
Yes. My command knew very much what I could do, and that's why I was selected for this mission. So after phasing my way through the ceiling, some skylights, down in the building, I had to make my way around automated turrets. Like this was a highly secured, highly technical building. It was actually below the ground floor is where I needed to get, but in one of the back corners of the building. And while I was there, I didn't see anybody else.
Which was very unusual.
Very unusual, because this is, a large building, and they did some advanced military research here. So I made it down to the floor that I needed to find, and as I was told which door to check, the door would be barricaded. I knocked on the door and gave a passcode. The door opened up, and as I stepped into the room, there was a man standing there. So,
Armed, I'm assuming?
Yes, armed. He was waiting for me, but just to make sure, he asked for the second passphrase. So I gave it, and
He's strolling off.
he's strolling off. So Commander Linden, Commander Del Linden, I'm here to rescue you. You can trust me with your life. We will get through this. I know this is outside of your wheelhouse. Stick with me, and I will get you out of here. Come with me if you want to live. So we made our way back out of the building. On the way out, he was telling me about how it started, that some of his team members just started disappearing. Nobody knew where they went. They started acting a little funny. And then shortly after some people started disappearing, they found the first body. And so they started trying to do an investigation, and that was 24 hours ago. Within the past 24 hours, the entire rest of the team had either been killed or disappeared. And I was there to extract it. So he kept talking about a voice the entire time, and it was a disturbing experience for Sam. Got back to base and didn't talk to Commander Linden for quite some time until he asked me to be on some of his other teams. That is my flashback.
That is your story.
And I'm sticking to it.
Now, can I tackle?
Now you may tackle.
So everybody, go ahead. Who's involved in this particular fracas with random technician? It's time to roll initiative.
And it is perception.
It is.
Yes.
Because regardless, I'm tackling.
We'll go ahead and say perception is at 5D.
5D?
5 dice.
That's a lot.
So that's all the people that are there. You're not there.
Julian's not there.
But I'm imagining you guys are walking.
Julian is actually still trying to find the place where Archie's body and Serrani's actual physical body are. Now, depending on what he hears from Shade's side of the conversation, may alter his path or not.
You do hear, kill it, kill it, kill it.
An old favorite of Shade's.
Yes. Yeah, so upon hearing that, Julian would then stop asking where the air gap facility is and ask where the veterinary clinic is.
I know where the veterinary clinic is.
You do?
Yes.
Point.
It's that building.
And he runs.
So we're running to the veterinary clinic.
All right. The person who gets to go first is Archie.
Nope. Jerr. Jerr Lan.
So,
It's
Jerr,
actually definitely not Jerr.
you rolled a 6. Bear rolled an 11. Archie the technician rolled a 21. And then Sam,
Roll a 6.
who has higher...
Jerr. Because he's got a +1.
See, that plus made you go not last.
Still gonna tackle.
Technician, what do you want to do?
The technician is going to eerily snap his head towards Jerr and just smile.
While
Okay.
holding the body of a small child up in the air by one hand.
Yes.
Is that your full action?
Yes.
Bear is going to take a move from an old friend of his. Kick!
Because this is exactly the same situation. The kick was being held up by somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, not held up.
But being held,
Held.
he had
By
him
Serrani.
10. So he lashes out with his foot. We'll go ahead and say that it hits. So go ahead and, if you want to try and mitigate the kicking, go ahead and roll dodge.
Where you can just absorb it.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. The technician's going to take the blow.
Okay.
And roll your whatever there is for his strength.
Yep. $11.
14.
Okay. That was risky, but it paid off for you. It's now Mr. Tackler's turn.
Gonna run over and tackle.
Okay.
Rolling.
Oh!
What?
My God!
You gotta be kidding me.
Well, so much for tackling.
That is the best roll I think I have ever seen.
Do you have any pluses on that?
Yeah.
So you have a 3.
Yeah.
4D plus 1, you got a 3.
Actually, you would get a 4 because he used a fake point, so it doubles his +2.
Yeah.
So it's a +2. 4 to tackle.
Yeah, 4 to tackle. So,
to
I mean, an even, like an easy action would have been a 5.
Yep.
So, you trip over the boa constrictor,
Dang.
and you go stumbling out the door, completely missing the technician. Just, have you ever seen one of those people, like, windmilling as they run because they've lost their balance?
Yes.
That's exactly what you
Quick
do.
tripping.
Alright, Sam's turn.
Thinking back to when Bear was faceless, was there any part of him that was like exposed, not steel,
Like plastic?
no, like wiring, or looked soft and squishy?
His tongue.
So only his mouth. That was the only.
Really, yeah.
Other than that, they're just a big metal body.
Only his face and his feet were exposed.
Yeah.
Right. So as far as the face and the feet, all we see is metal.
Yes, but the feet, the ankle hinges would be naturally weaker just because of the way that they join. Like, ankles are one of the weakest points in the body.
Yeah.
As somebody who multiply sprains ankles on a regular basis.
Trip standing up.
I do. You've seen me do it.
I know.
I'm going to do a almost like a wind blast between Bear and it. More or less
Separate them.
separate the two.
Is there a target number on this?
I have no idea.
It's just apportation, right?
Conjuring. Because I am conjuring a big
Bubble of
Should
air.
be there's a spell conjure element.
control element.
Well, there's create element. which is skills conjuration, difficulty 11.
Oh, and I got 30.
I think you might have squeaked the die.
Okay.
How do you do damage with magic? I can't remember.
So I don't think that would be damaging as much as it would separate them.
Yes,
And then as...
but bear might hit into a wall.
So
Well,
that's
and-
separate than the magic damage.
Okay.
Yes, so Architect, we went over to Architect closer to the wall, so Bear would have further to travel before Bear would hit the wall. So I'd imagine both of them are thrown and may or may not.
So the physical impact would just be like,
Falling damage.
yeah, I'm gonna go with 4 dice. Bear. So I rolled a 13 for Bear.
It's moderate.
Yeah, I'm going to say that Bear is wounded at the moment.
gosh.
Or no, I'm sorry, not wounded, stunned.
Yeah, technician isn't.
What was that other thing that we had a really hard time, like... Oh no, it was the big metal body that we had to fight in the...
Angel's Garden?
Yeah.
Technician got 26 for damage resistance.
Yes. So, and I had set the target number at 15. So Bear is stunned. Bear loses a die for the next round, and you're perfectly fine, Technician. That puts us at the top of the round.
And how many rounds are going to pass before we get to the building?
Jeff, roll a single die.
Yay, Jeff!
Oh! What, he rolled 6?
Seriously?
Yes. I guess it's a long way to the building.
So we'll say that.
It's because we're running. If we walk, we get there faster.
No.
That is not how physics work, Johnny.
It is in my world.
Anyway, we're not in Johnny's world. We're in
6
Jordan's
seconds, you mean?
world,
Let's go.
and we'll say that there are 5 more rounds. To
5 more rounds.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh, it's gonna be over by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be dead.
Yeah.
Archie.
The technician's angry at Sam now and is going to throw a kick to his side.
Sam's side.
To Sam's side.
Sam, would you like to dodge?
Can I conjure air to move me out of the way?
If you do, it's going to cause you issues in your die count later on.
Yes, I will try to do something.
You want to use magic? Do you want to dodge out of the way?
Yeah, I'd like to use magic
Okay.
to do this.
So, because this is a little bit bigger than just dodging out of the way,
Mhm.
you're going to lose a die for this, and you're going to lose a die for your actual action.
Perfect.
Oof.
Yes!
7.
20.
So I wouldn't even recommend spending any character points on this. So your kick is ineffective.
How far away was I able to push myself with air?
The room is not that large. It's an open plan, but it's only like maybe 20 meters across.
Okay.
You know, it's large, but you know, like for the animals that they have to work with and bring in and everything like that.
Yeah. So I'm no longer within punching distance. Punching range.
Correct. Out of immediate range.
Yeah.
All right. So Archie, that was your turn. It is now Bear's turn. He's going to do 2 actions. He's going to try and knock out a window and climb out of the window. Since he's doing 2, another die removed because he's stunned. Target number to break the window is 10. Target number to climb out the window is 10. He's got 2 dice. It's doable. He does not break the glass. He rolled a 4. But that removes the stunned effect. Jerr, you are outside.
Is there a fire axe?
If you want to spend a fate point, there is a fire axe.
There's a fire axe. I grab it and run back in swinging.
Okay. Was it your fire axe that you had leaned up against the front door?
Yes.
Okay. So you grab your fire axe and you go in to try and chop up the technician, I am assuming.
Yes.
You don't often use your fire axe for this purpose.
Nope.
Another. Oh my gosh.
He's spending 1 to double his dice.
All ones again.
You want to dodge out of the way, technician.
Yes.
That'll be 4 dice for you.
14.
14.
Tie goes to the fighter.
Yeah.
It does.
Dang.
Congratulations. You managed to evade. How do you step out of the way of the axe?
Oh no, I grabbed the axe.
You grab the axe.
No, stop it. Mid-chop.
Okay.
Matrix stop. By the blade.
And now it is Sam's turn. This is the second round, so you've
Yep.
got 4 more to go.
Yep.
So I'm still a ways away.
Yes.
Jer's now in melee range. I'm going to blow out the window that Bear just tried to break.
Okay.
Again, conjuring air.
Okay.
So,
What was it? A 16?
11.
25.
Okay. I guess you do it. Glass starts shattering out and like hitting buildings on the other side of the alleyway that's between the two.
Is that in line of sight of Julian? And is Shade silent during this whole thing?
Well, I would imagine Shade is
Very much.
going kill it.
I just
Get out.
repeated kill it.
Kill it. Careful. Watch yourself.
Okay.
Even on.
Even.
Even. It isn't within line of sight. So you can see shadows moving in the building. It's looking rather frantic.
Close enough to distinguish elementals, especially 3 that he is quite familiar with.
What's the range on that? I mean, I don't think we've ever determined a range because I thought you...
Or whatever Julian's sight range is.
Yeah. Oh, it's sight range?
It's sight based.
Okay. You can...
So within that window, he sees 3 elementals that he recognizes and 1 that he does not.
Correct.
What does the one that he does not look like?
What elemental do you want the technician to be?
Fire.
Fire, of course. Shocking.
I would assume he's taking all this in, so if
Yep.
he wants to do anything from that distance, he'll just wait till next turn.
So we're at the top of the round. Archie, you're really familiar with fire. You remember it like the back of your hand. Before we were using spells, if I'm not mistaken. We'll go ahead and say that you can use Archie's spell levels. Because this is something that your programming is familiar with, so you're able to go ahead. There's a bit of a fight with the elemental because it's not used to behaving in this manner.
The technician's gonna look Jerr in the eye with a nasty grin and rip the fire axe from his hands and conjure an elemental body that surrounds him.
So this is going to be 2 actions because the pulling away is going to be 1. That's
Okay.
going to be a 4D action.
Okay.
Do you want to resist that with your strength, Jerr?
Yes, I would like to.
Don't look me in the eye.
Oh.
Sorry. In mode, in the character.
Is that your rule?
Well,
Say goodbye to that axe.
So you rolled a 15, is that correct, Jerr?
yes.
20? Yeah.
So the axe is handily ripped away, and you have that now in your hands. And then you want to do your best Johnny Storm impression, Flame On.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll your conjuration -1.
Ooh! Oh, 1.
You want to spend any character points?
Can I spend like 20 character points?
Maximum 3. What's the target?
Elemental body, 15.
You can statistically do it.
Sure you can. You can do it with 1 character point.
You can.
Statistically.
Statistically.
Is it possible?
That's up to you to decide. I will let you consider that while we take a break.
If you like dungeons with dragons in them, check out Alzamo Soup.
Phil, there's no dragons in these books.
I'm trying to reach our target audience.
Hi,
here.
everybody. I'm Metz.
I'm Phil.
And we're the hosts of Alzamo Soup, a literary podcast that focuses on analyzing long-form speculative fiction, with a focus on the author Gene Wolfe.
We really like to dig into the novels, going real slow and analyzing every little aspect of these books.
Phil is so excited about it, he has a shovel with +3 to digging.
Is that okay?
No, that's not a
Is
stat
that
at
a
all.
thing? Can I go to the Dungeons and Dragons store in the Dungeons and Dragons game and buy a +3 shovel? Please, please, please say yes.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Here.
I'm gonna roll to buy the shovel.
You fail. There are no shovels to buy.
This is nothing like our podcast.
Absolutely not.
Listen to Alzamo Soup at alzamosoup.libsyn.com or where all fine podcasts can be found.
We're talking about iTunes.
And Spotify.
And we're back. You want to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. First one,
A 5.
5. So now you
You're at
need...
9.
Because she had one already. You want to spend a second one?
I mean, you spent 1 now.
Yeah, you're committed.
Go for it.
Yeah.
May I suggest a die with my face on?
Those ones are the weighted ones.
Nope.
It's a cat.
3, right? So you need to roll 6.
If you roll a 6,
You take it home.
you want to try again?
Spent 2, we might as well. If you had needed to roll more than 6, maybe it might be worth not.
Correct.
rolling it, but-
If you needed more than what you could reach on a single die, I wouldn't do it. But you're within striking distance.
Yeah, but 1 in 6 chance.
Do you want to strike
Last
on that?
session, Julian was in the same position, and he took the extra character point and rolled the 6.
Yep.
It can be done.
You do realize that he is actually advocating against the interest of the group by pointing out that it can be done.
The logic as the
Story
player
can't.
says go for it.
Good die.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, one.
Oh.
I'm never asking you again! Never!
I
Never!
like the water bottle.
So no flame, but you do have an axe. So it is Bear's turn. Bear is now going to try and climb out the open window. That shouldn't be too hard because his die is returned. 13. Little bear scampers out the window. All right, Jerr. Your axe has been removed from your grip.
As Julian's running, he's taking out his lighter.
I'm right behind you.
Then I'm going to use my alteration or conjuration to conjure a water bubble around the head of the android.
Nice. Where's that roll earlier?
Right? 12 to conjuration.
What is your target number?
That's control element. 18.
18. And I'm at 22.
You got it.
So you got it.
Yay. There is now a water bubble around Tech's head, smothering him. And I can hold it there all day. I'm also going to take a step back, so I'm out of reach of the axe.
Okay. It is Sam's turn.
Okay. So if I declare that I'm going to do 2 actions, but I reserve the second action, it's just 1 die off of each action.
Correct.
Okay. For my first action, I have a spell called Helping Hand, which literally picks things up and moves them. And I'm picking up the boa constrictor and setting it on the technician.
Not like the poison dart frog or one of the rattlesnakes. Or...
No, because
It's an android.
It's
so-
an android.
Andrew.
He might not do anything from the poison. But the boa constrictor, on the other hand,
Oh, this could be bad.
with a target of 18.
Now I have to look up snakes. I mean, I would imagine that it's got like 8d6 and squeezing.
It was a tool provided.
Yes. Are we ready for this?
Is this the last round before we get there?
No, but Julian's going to do something now because he can. He doesn't have to actually be physically there.
So the snake and the water are both on the technician at this point.
Yes.
Yes.
Julian is going to stop, light the lighter, and he's putting his hand in the flame. Does Chime do anything?
I stop it with need help with something?
I mean, there's probably not time for that. I mean, not time for conversation. So, do you do anything?
Well, yeah, I that's what I said. I said, do you need help with anything?
Okay, well, he's not going to...
If you hand me the lighter, I can light it.
He's not... There's no
Okay.
time for that. He's just
Okay.
going. Alright, so I'm going to drop a fate point on this. Because I need a ridiculous number.
Points.
I
1, 2, 3,
know.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. But it's fire, so I don't need that much. I definitely got it. I needed a 21.
Oh.
There's 20 right there. 1, and there's still 5 dice left. So,
I counted another 20 there almost.
yeah. So, he is now... We already established, because Julian tried to do this before and could not maintain connection with 2 different elementals at the same time. So, he is shifting, connection with Shade drops,
Okay.
and goes to the fire elemental. We already established when Julian does this connection by himself, which he did with Shade, there is a residual elemental effect of that elemental.
Mm-hmm.
Water was just used. Air is going off. What happens when water and air goes off simultaneously?
Ice.
Ice.
No.
Okay.
With the boa constrictor.
The boa constrictor.
That sounds painful.
That's all Julian could do at this point is make that connection, and he did. But in the room, there's this unexplainable burst of air that comes from... No one in the room would know where that is coming from.
Right.
But can we say it just freezes the water around the technician say?
My argument is in the past that's not been unintended consequences of water and air. That has been something we have attempted to do.
Yeah. It's been an intentional choice of cold air and
and
cold water.
And since you don't have control over the air elemental itself, like to have that kind of
Precision.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a good try.
I mean, Julian doesn't know that the water was used.
Right, exactly.
So, I mean, at this point, he still does not have control of
But
what that does.
What you do sense from the elemental, the other elemental, they have no idea what's going on here. The chassis is not responding to controls like it should be.
Okay. And when Julian does it by himself, until he checks off all the boxes for that element, he has to roll a complication dice, and it potentially could give a -2, no effect, or +2, whatever elemental he's connected, and I just rolled a +2.
So for their next action,
Until the connection is dropped.
To the fire amount, it has a +2.
for every roll, or
For that particular fire elemental.
Yes.
For the
So every move that
Yep.
that android's elemental makes
There's a +2.
is a +2 until that connection is dropped.
or it dies.
Archie, there's a boa constrictor on you, and someone's trying to drown you at the same time. At least this instance of yourself.
From another building nearby comes out another three
Okay.
technician
One, one, or two.
androids.
I was wondering when this was going to happen.
Okay.
And they start charging.
As a reminder, Bear is outside of the building.
And just to give a little background information, it's because the other building was infected as well.
Okay, so you have just upped the ante on how many 3 new instances have joined.
17.
Respawning in 5.
Okay, there's a good title for it. Go ahead and I need initiative numbers for them.
Oh my gosh.
16.
Okay, so Tech 2 has 16. Tech 3?
Oh my gosh!
Gosh!
19.
Tech 4?
13.
13. Okay. Instance number 1 still goes first, and then 2 through 4, and then Bear, Jerr, Sam. So, what do you want? Instance 1 with the head in water.
With the boa constrictor.
I'm gonna swing the axe towards myself.
Okay. Yes, I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to chop off the snake.
And the head in the process.
That might be harder. Go ahead and make me a strength roll of 4D. +2. Okay.
16.
+2.
With a +2.
No, that's not with a +2.
So 18.
Yes.
Okay. Are you trying to knock the snake off, or are you trying to cleave it?
Leave it.
Go ahead and roll me strength of 4D.
15.
With a +2.
Oh,
17.
17, sorry. Yeah, I keep forgetting about the
Okay, so I rolled a 14, so the snake is stunned. Your own strength?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
so-
a +2, so
yeah.
and then that watches.
17.
And what had you rolled for?
17.
Tie goes to the defender.
You are the
I'm pretty sure the snake's the defender.
Look, it like
There is no defender.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
okay, so that's a complete wash. One of the oddest game mechanic moments I've ever seen.
and yet again, Ellie's character is fighting itself.
That's instance number 1. Instance number 2. Outside, across the alley from where Bear broke out.
Archie the third.
My head hurts. Why do I keep doing this?
You're the one who wanted to.
I know.
You
I know. I was
Totally
complaining.
blame you.
I was complaining about how many characters, and then I'm like, hey, let's add 3 more.
Yep.
Not thinking of the consequences. Alright, Tech 2. He's gonna go after Bear.
Okay.
How far away from the clinic is Bear?
There's about a 2-meter alley in between the 2 buildings. So Bear came out, and he's running in the opposite direction of where you guys are coming,
He would potentially see Julian there.
and be running towards Julian.
Potentially.
Because I would imagine Julian is visible from behind.
Well, he saw the bear come out the window.
Right. So
they're
it's like
line of sight.
okay. I was imagining that the technicians were between Bear and Julian.
Okay.
So he can run towards Julian, but that means he would have to go around all three technicians, or he can go in the opposite direction and try to avoid them.
Yep.
And I think he's going to try and do the latter.
Yep.
So he's going to try and run. Yay, 4D. Are you going to chase after him?
Yes.
So go ahead and roll 4 dice.
15.
And I rolled a 16. So Bear is keeping out of the grip of the first one. Tech 3.
Tech number, what is it? 2, 3?
Tech number 3. We're on tech
5,
number 3.
9? Like,
7 of 9?
That's your fault.
Tech 3
Yes.
is going to head into the veterinary clinic
Okay.
and start racing towards the back door.
Okay. There's a whole bunch of people in there already, so you're going to have a little bit more effort to do that.
Okay.
No, you're just trying to dodge through all these people
yeah.
while you're running.
I'm not going
So-
towards any of them.
Running is going to be easy. Target number is going to be 10, and you're going to get 3 dice for that. Dodging around the people is going to be a little harder. That's going to be 15, and that's also going to be 3 dice. So first roll.
3.
Okay. You don't get very far in the building.
Alright.
Last tech number 4.
He's going to do the same as 2 tech, and he's going to chase Bear.
Okay. 4 dice for that.
12.
So you're able to chase Bear and grab his shoulder. Pretty much pull him to a stop.
Okay.
Alright, next is Bear, actually, conveniently enough. He's going to try and break your grip. And he rolled a 1, so that takes away the 6, and he got an 8. I don't think that's going to do it. So, we'll go ahead and go over to Jerr. A new individual has just entered the building, Jerr.
Oh. I'm going to go turn on the faucet so I have more water to work with.
Okay. I don't think that'll be very hard.
Will that detract from an action? Because it is an action?
Yeah, I would say that would be an action. Do you want to do a second action after that?
Yes.
Okay.
Going to pool water at the other one.
Okay.
Form a second bubble around the head.
So this is a target number of 18.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
20.
So now you are trying to control
1.
bubbles around 2 heads.
For a conjure element, does it have to be insight?
What do you mean insight? Do you mean in your vision line, or do you mean the term like insight, like intellect?
In my vision.
Okay.
Must I be able to see where I'm attempting to conjure element?
I kind of think you do.
Alright, we'll do it differently. I'm still reserving that second action. Again, this round. I'm going to use Helping Hand and open the hatch at the dude's back.
Okay. Where the elemental is actually accessible.
The power core for the thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to stick the key in his neck and turn it.
You saw it done. So
I've
you
seen it done, so I have an idea of where it's at.
Unless it's in different places for different models.
10, 27. Target of 18 for a Helping Hand.
Okay. So you hear like a pop and the back of their shirt bulges. The door can't open fully because of the shirt.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, they had to remove the shirt to be able to fully access the port. Alright, so we are back at the top of the round.
Well, Julian kind of inserted himself at the bottom of the round with this thing. So if he's connected, now would be a good time for him to try and do something.
Okay.
As long as it's with that connection. That's the only thing he can do to affect anything in that room. Knowing that the elemental could take over the programming, that's what Julian is going to do, is try and persuade the elemental to overwrite the programming and power down.
Okay. What's the target number for this?
It's basically a persuasion roll.
Okay.
So it's against the willpower of the elemental.
And then the elemental
It has +2.
Okay. I rolled a 1 on my wild die.
40.
Yeah, that works. 11. So part of the issue is that the coding is not responding to the commands that it was giving it. I think we had mentioned that earlier. So at this point, I don't know if there was some sort of, like, if this had been introduced to the root virus, they might have been able to change the coding. The thing is that it's a pure elemental dealing with corrupted coding. I understand where you're coming from, but I don't think it's...
Well, it may not do it, but the persuasion would be for the elemental to fight itself.
Yeah.
Pretty much at that point. So sort of like what Archie actually did at the end of last session, where they're acting against themselves.
Yeah.
Sort of that would start to take place.
Gotcha. All right, Archie. Tech 1. Now, in addition to a boa constrictor, a bubble of water around your head, now it feels like your elemental is trying to change its coding from the inside out.
Because of the slight gash and the lack of control of what happened the first time with getting the snake off. Tech number 1, release with the left hand, and then proceeds to grab back on with the left hand and start trying to force it towards the stomach, abdomen area.
Okay, the torso.
Right. Whereas the other one, other hand, the right hand, is going to try to force it away.
Okay. So there's this image of it's wrestling with itself.
Chasing its own tail.
Okay. Tech number 2 was chasing Bear. If I remember correctly, Tech 4 had actually caught him.
Tech 2 is going to catch up with Tech 4 and Bear and grab Bear by the other shoulder.
Okay.
Okay, so he grabs Bear with his right hand and then grabs the back of his neck and whispers in his ear, "You could never run from me."
No physical action?
Not at that point, no.
Okay. A giant eagle swoops down.
The eagles!
The eagles are coming! And in its talons grabs Bear and takes flight again, wrestling Bear away from the technicians, and flies him up to the temple. As the 2 technicians who are holding on to Bear fall from that great height that the eagle dropped them from, as they hit the ground, all 4 of the technicians just collapse. And we'll go ahead and call that the end of the episode.
Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. Our cast is Aaron, Ellie, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, and Jordan. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is bonethrowerstheater. You can also look us up on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.